What I am about to tell you is the truth. Though this tale has changed over the years as the legend evolved, this is the true story of the legend of the Bloody Hand. I was young, just a child of 10 years old, probably younger. I often made the rounds to all the playgrounds in my town. They were all unique. There was one in the rich part of town that had all modern equipment and new jungle gyms, one on the outskirts that was built like an old fort. There was one on the edge of a forest, always shrouded in shaded trees. It wasn't the most popular or the one with the best equipment, but it was one with a mystery. There was always whispers about this park. It always felt unnatural. There was a story passed down from the older kids to the younger, about a force that haunts the woods, about a man wandering, searching endlessly for his severed hand. I never was one for ghost stories. I found this tale delightful and I had fun with it, passing it down the same way as I heard it. The whole playground would gather at the edge of the woods, only separated by a short chain link fence that was falling apart. The children who knew the tale would tell it, sometimes adding in a little scare, or pointing out something in the woods. Some say they saw the man, some say they saw his bloody hand. Nothing was there in reality, just the wild minds of young children. But sometimes I even saw things. I couldn't explain it. It was just all a story I kept telling myself. I didn't go back to the park for a week. Something was too off-putting about that one day. It only got worse when I finally went back. There was already a group gathered. A friend was retelling the story with gory detail. I joined the crowd and listened, watching fear spread around everyone. As I smiled and laughed, something in the forest caught my eye. There he was, the man with the missing hand from the story. This was no hallucination, no trick of the eye or shadow. He was there, dressed in a black duster with his arm clenched to his chest, blood pouring from the stump. I paled and shouted, "There he is! He's real!" The crowd looked, some panicked and ran, but most didn't see what I saw. There was nothing there anymore. I got chewed out for it, for ruining the scare. It was supposed to be at the end of the story, but this was real. I was too intrigued by what I saw to run and hide. I went to the fence and just watched the forest. No movements, no animals, nothing. Just a cold, dark shadow from the leaves above me. Maybe I just was seeing things. Maybe I did just get caught up into the story and saw things. I've seen it happen before when we told the story. I was descending into madness and my visits to the park would come few and far between. I wish I did stay away. I went back and it was my turn to tell the story. We all gathered in the corner of the park right near the fence, but I had an idea. A stupid, foolish, brave idea that would make me a legend. "We're going into the forest," I said as I peeled back the loose fence. I squeezed through when only the bravest followed me in. I wanted to see for myself if I was mad or if this place truly was haunted. As we walked further into the forest, I told the tale, the man searching for his lost hand. But now I knew what he looked like, the long black coat, the long white hair, his pale skin, and his crimson blood flowing from the end of his arm. We had no name for him, but I called out. Oh God, why did I do that? "Bloody Hand, where is your hand?" I asked, my voice echoing in the forest. The trees moaned in response, the wind blew, sending a chill through us all. Some cried out that he was coming and ran back to the safety of the fence. I stayed frozen in place with a few brave enough to stay with me. Or foolish enough not to run, really. The moaning of the trees was getting distorted as the wind raged. I swear it sounded human or like a horrible animal in extreme pain. It got louder and everyone but me ran off. I was there in a swirling vortex surrounded by something else. The wind was picking up, blowing the debris of the ground, sending it to and fro. Then he was there in front of me. I called and he showed, his pale eyes locked with mine. And then he points to the ground at my feet. I looked down into my horror. There it is. A severed skeletal hand, long decomposed over the years of being hidden. I asked, and he showed me where his hand was. I never went back to the park after that. I was too mortified by the specter in his ghastly hand. The legend lived on, though. It grew as time went on. Some versions of the story now say he lost his hand in a train crash. Others say he was attacked by a bear and it tore it off. Anyone might hear this legend when they stay a while and listen to the whisperings of the town. What was once a ghost story to scare kids at a playground grew into something the whole town knew. I scoff at those stories now, not because I find them ridiculous. It's because I know the truth. The legend of the Bloody Hand is true, and I dare not find out more about it.